Hello, Gamconquer here. Welcome to my new theory series. The other night I was watching one of the best movies of all time, Gremlins. At one point during watching this movie, I was given a very interesting question. How do these little buggers multiply with water? I then jumped for the internet and began with my research. I already knew of several possible candidates that fit this water multiplication: bacteria, yeast, and mold. I started with bacteria. For those of you who don't know, bacteria are the one-celled organisms that are everywhere and cause most diseases. One of the first things I discovered when I researched them, though, was that they only split into two and not sixes, so it would seem that it is not, I repeat, not bacteria. The next possible thing was yeast. In my few seconds of research, I discovered that, like the Mogwai, yeast too creates buds before splitting. After receiving all the necessary DNA, the new yeast cell splits off, which also makes sense because of the fact that the new Mogwai fly halfway across the room. But the thing that makes this impossible is water. Yeast is a very interesting cell that cannot reproduce in habitats that are contaminated. Basically, it can't have another organism trying to live in it, and the water has probably been drank, meaning it has bacteria from saliva trying to live on the walls of the glass. But even in the case it hadn't been drank, there's still the bacteria on the table from everyone who had touched it. So that leaves us with mold. 4 things are needed when dealing with mold: spores, proper temperature, moisture, and food. First of all, mold spores are everywhere, so we can check that off our list. Second is heat. Mold actually prefers the same temperature as humans do, so we can also check that off our list. Next, we need moisture. Now, the point of all of this is that they multiply with water, and if you didn't already know, moisture is water, so there's no problem with that. Last, we need food. So what does mold eat? It's simple: carbon. You might be saying, now, well, there's clearly no carbon there. Well, you're wrong. Carbon, like mold spores, is everywhere. You see, carbon is what makes up most living organisms, meaning that from the fingerprints on the table to the wood making it, the Mogwai have enough food to make several copies. But wait, I hear you typing in the comments, Mogwai have hair, and my answer to that is, no they don't. Mold comes in many forms and colors, so it can actually be the hair. It comes in so many colors that it can be the green that is the Gremlins. But hey, it's just a hypothesis, a really cool hypothesis. Thanks for stealing outros with me.